planning a trip to San Fernando by bus, well, you may have to reconsider your mode of transportation. This as the Public Transport Service Corporation workers may just heed the call of the Public Services Association President Watson Duke and walk off the job. Mr. Duke toured the terminal and the neighboring Ministry of Food Production South Regional Office this morning. As Jonathan Chase explains, the PSA president found both buildings to be unsafe, and he said if workers walk off the job, they'll have the full support of the union.
On Thursday, PSA head Watson Duke declared the PTSE San Fernando building and the Food Production South Regional Office unsafe. Touring both buildings, which are adjacent to each other, Mr. Duke says he encountered several OSH violations, including locked fire escapes.
Lock, padlock. No. And this fire is ought to be a staircase, not a ladder. They're not firemen and firewomen inside there. Right?
There were unlabeled breaker panels, leaks, and water damage. A storage room in the food production building showed piles of junk and thick coatings of dust. Mr. Duke asserts that both buildings are not up to occupational safety and health code.
It's clear to me that 4 workers have died from this building, food production, from cancer-related illnesses. Some are suffering now from respiratory illnesses.
Mr. Duke says the problems that workers in both buildings face must be addressed and management must provide certificates and reports of compliance with OSH standards.
The employers failed to carry out the requisite tests on the building, the indoor air quality test, the OSHA report of compliance, structural engineer, and also the requisite tests upon the health of the employees. So we are asking that they provide this for us, and until such, we deem the building to be unsafe and unfit for occupation.
The Public Service Association has advised workers that if they want to walk off the job, they will have the full protection of the union.
We will stand behind them, right? It's their right. I've told them what their rights are. Now we are saying they must exercise their rights, and we will stand behind them.
At the time of their meeting, workers had not yet decided whether or not they would walk off the job. In a release issued Thursday afternoon, PTSE advises that the traveling public should expect delays in services from San Fernando. Jonathan Chase, C News.
And now joining us on the phone is the Deputy General Manager of Marketing and Communications with the PTSC, Carl Ramdio. Good evening, Mr. Ramdio.
Good evening, Samantha, and good evening to your viewers.
Now, as we heard from the report, the PTSC sent an advisory that the public should expect delays in services from San Fernando, and we know that the corporation has been monitoring the situation. What can you tell us?
Well, today I can tell you, of course, the Public Services Association president visited the San Fernando facility, and he deemed the facility unfit and uncomfortable for the workers. Subsequently, a decision was taken for the workers to sign and to leave the premises. What the PTSC is saying, of course, and the release that we sent out late this afternoon, is that we are advising the public that you may experience some disruptions in the service and some delays if you're attempting to get onto a PTSC service. However, the management is working closely with the union to try to resolve the matter and to have the service back to the normal conditions as soon as possible.
Now, do you know for a fact if there were delays in the service this afternoon, and has the PTSC provided a backup plan for the public?
Well, we had our general manager visit the facility, the San Fernando facility, early this afternoon, and he's been meeting. He met with the members of the union, and of course, to look at the possibility of how best we can have the situation alleviated to have the workers back on site as early as possible. In the meantime, we are advising members of the public who wish to use the service to understand that we may experience some delays. But the service is not stopped, has not been stopped. It's running currently. And we have been making every effort to have the buses run to and from out of San Fernando and into San Fernando and environs.
Thank you so very much for taking the time to speak with us. We do appreciate it. That was Carl Ramdio, the Deputy General of Marketing and Communications of the Public Transport Service Corporation.